brought to you by Scotiabank, the official bank of the PWHL.
On, of course, there she is on that top line, getting the start in tonight's game. Again, can't wait to see that. Hannah Miller's going to bump up into the center role on that top line in the absence of Nurse.
Meanwhile, the visiting Minnesota Frost have two returning players of their own, one of whom is in the starting lineup.
Grace Zumwinkle, and what an addition she is to this team. And of course, that is why she is my player to watch for Minnesota. Rating Rookie of the Year last season. Another player, similar story to Spooner. Big body, tons of skill. She can get to the middle of the ice, and she can be dangerous.
Maddie Rooney is back between the pipes for the Frost tonight. She has now started all 3 games this season against Toronto, coming off that most recent meeting, a 4-3 shootout win in St. Paul 15 days ago. Reagan Kirk gets her 7th start against, or rather the 2nd against the Minnesota Frost, but 7th in her career. The netminder is coming off her 3rd career win, 4-2 over Ottawa right before the international break. And she was also in net for the Sceptres in that shootout loss.
Hannah Miller's going to take this opening face-off and bumps up onto the top line now that Sarah Nurse is out on LTIR. And hey, she deserves the opportunity.
Lee Steckline keeps the puck right off the draw. Looking to feed it up to Kelly Panic, coming off a solid performance in the rivalry series for Team USA. Minnesota with 10 players out during that international break. And they actually regrouped here in Toronto. They all flew in to meet here a day earlier than usual to kind of get back in the swing. They've had a decent break since that last game, January 28th. Zumwinkle, Grace Zumwinkle in her return. She's missed 8 games due to injury. And she is back. Meanwhile, Daryl Watts looking to come in on her own. Pushing it forward was Harmon out to Comfort. Pressed against the end boards. Shannon Watkins for Minnesota trying to play it up to Michaela Cava. Blair Turnbull coming off that rivalry series win for Canada.
Well, she's been good. In the last game before they went on break, she had 3 points. So got another one with Team Canada in the rivalry series.
Yeah, career high for Turnbull as the puck skims across the crease. Maddie Rooney dragging that. Here come the Frost. In close, off the crossbar, and in Sophie Jakes. Strikes on the very first shot of the game.
Well, and that's what this team can do to you. They're the #1 team in the league in goals for a reason, and they can be potent from the back end. Sophie Jakes jumps into this rush to create the 2-on-1, and she gets the puck upstairs in a hurry to make sure that this one gets in and under the crossbar. Nice little feed across. Jakes roofs that one. Looked like maybe it was going to go crossbar and out, but this one finds its way in the back of the net. This is not the start Toronto was looking for. Give up a goal in the first minute and a half of the game on the first shot.
Sophie Jakes, hailing from Toronto, Ontario, loves to play back home, and that's got to feel good.
Well, I would imagine she's got some fans in the stands today. Of course, like you said, a Toronto area player and coming off a rivalry as well.
She actually scored her first 2 PWHL goals against the Sceptres last season. That came after the trade from Boston to Minnesota. Megan Carter from the point. Raise it up. Liz Sheppers trying to work it off on the outside. Toronto unable to get into the middle.
Well, if this is anything like the games they've had so far this season, it'll be a high-scoring affair.
6-3 the last time they met in this barn. And if you count the playoff wins, it's been 5 straight wins for the Frost over the Sceptres. They reverse swept Toronto to go on to face Boston for the Walter Cup. And these are the defending champions. You see them play at that high level and just so powerful offensively.
They drafted well as well, and you get Dominic Petrie back into the lineup too, and
already having an impact. That's what head coach Ken Clee was saying, an impact player. We saw that just in her goals count through the first 3 games. 3 goals in her first 3 as a rookie. That is a PWHL record. Now, Daryl Watts trying to work with Spooner. She throws it on an angle. Turnbull picks it up at the circle. All the way around. Net front is Natalie Spooner. First time looking at her after the break. Tries an angle Bounces back. Turnbull picks it up out to Malte. Oh, and that was so close. What an effort from number 24. First time out with sustained pressure in the offensive zone. Now Renata fast. To the middle. Comfer. That was a difficult angle there. And picking it back up is Jessie Comfort. Takes it all the way around. Drop past it fast. Patient, looking for a lane. Has traffic in front, and Rooney will cover.
Well, Fast just isn't able to get a whole lot on that. But how about Natalie Spooner in her second shift of the game, and she comes just this close. And you watch the way she plays. She's going to go to the net. She's going to go to those gritty areas, battle for position. She does a nice job down low, recovering pucks and getting them back out front. But she's not done when she does that. She goes right back to the front of the net. She gets rewarded and rings it off the post.
Minnesota coming from the defensive end all the way through below the goal line. Kirk trying to watch over her shoulder. Just one shot so far in the game for the Frost, but that one resulting in the opening goal by Sophie Jakes. Julia Gosling coming off her first career goal. And Britta Curl plays it. Looking for some support down low is Brooke Bryant, but Toronto playing it up. McKinnon to Natalie Spooner. Back out and chasing it deep in the Minnesota territory. Back out Monroe to Flanagan. These two getting increased minutes this season.
Well, I've seen a big change in the ice time with the D now that Megan Carter is in the lineup and taking some of the load off of the top defenders for this Toronto team.
0 Watts out to Spooner. Clipped Melissa Channel instead, and Flanagan able to help out the Sceptres as Miller plays it up. Quick change for Toronto. Kendall Coyne-Schofield. She's tied with two of her Frost teammates, Heisey and Thompson. Her second most points in the league right now.
This Minnesota team's all over that leaderboard. They have had no problems putting pucks in the net this year.
And 14 points. And not all of them even played 15 games. Both these teams, however, truly starting the second half of this second season. Emma Malte chips it down. Maggie Flaherty off the wall to Budarak. In comes Megan Carter. Now McKinnon off the boards up to Neubauer-Rova. Also had a great international break with her Czech team.
A couple goals with the Czech team, and they had a pretty good international break getting themselves ready for the World Championships. Carla McLeod had said this is really our pre-World camp.
Back and forth, and plenty of time here in the neutral zone. Dominique Petrie can't hold there for Minnesota, so Willoughby tries to get it out. We'll have our first power play of the game when we return. It's a 1-0 lead for the Minnesota Frost. Sophie Jakes makes it count in her return to Toronto.
Clara Himlerova is going to the penalty box. The first power play for Toronto of the game. This is an interference call. And she takes out Megan Carter after she's moved the puck. A couple of steamboats there before she threw that hit. The referee says, nope, you can't do that. So to the box she goes. This number 1 power play is going to go to work.
Power play is brought to you by Royale Tiger Towel, Paper Towel. Power through tough messes. Right now, Megan Carter as well. Getting another once-over on the bench.
Well, she didn't expect that hit, so she wasn't braced for it.
So the league's best power play getting to work. Chance to tie things up. Hannah Miller with 3 power play goals on the season. Spooner feeds it back out. He's rejoined the unit fast to Miller. And Daryl Watts with a powerful shot, but Rooney closes in.
Well, you wondered how this power play was going to shake out now that Sarah Nurse is out of the lineup. She quite often plays that middle position, that bumper role, but I think all eyes right now are on Natalie Spooner, net front. She gets herself parked in front, tries to get a stick on this. Daryl Watts gets that one-time shot.
7 power play goals last season for Natalie Spooner. Daryl Watts, though, walking in.
And it looked like she was maybe trying to go short side. Got that one just up a little bit too high.
Renata Fast, the leading power play points scorer, and Zumwinkle is up. And one thing to note is the only jailbreak scorer still for the Minnesota Frost is Grace Zumwinkle. They've yet to score shorthanded this campaign and had 2 last season. Lots of discussion about possible players. Now Gosling throws it on the net. Just high. Keeps the Sceptres on the attack.
She's got that shot, and she's got her first goal in the last game before the break. You give her space like that, she can rip it.
First round pick for the Sceptres. Now up, Liz Sheppers. Not a fast. Gives it back to Savannah Harmon. Harmon trying to find some space out to Daryl Watts. Sophie Jakes plays it back. Jakes with her second goal of the season to open things tonight. Natalie Spooner. Now Megan Carter over to McKinnon. The Sceptres just trying to find a way, a path in. So far, 3 shots on goal. The Frost have had 2. Kelly Panic keeping it. Natalie Spooner getting up. And Frost will opt to dump it. Go for the change. Zumwinkle racing down below the goal line. Britta Curl keeping it in from the blue line. Heisey. Plenty of neutral zone time here in the first period. Heisey now looking to reach Quinn Schofield in the slot.
I'll tell her Heisey read that play. She read that the reverse could be coming, and she situated herself right in the right spot to pick that puck off behind the net.
Claire Thompson with a big stretch feed, and that does connect with one of her teammates down low all the way on the other end. Kava. She's got Quinn Schofield. Flanagan flies in. Brings it out for the Sceptres. Maggie Flaherty. Out to Quinn Schofield once more. Schofield with that assist on Jakes' goal, along with Kava helping out. Laura Himlerova along the boards. Back out once more. Head on a swivel here. Plenty of back and forth in the first period. Final 6 minutes. The opening frame. Renata Fast along the blue line, and it's just offside. The Frost with a 1-0 lead. Just under 6 minutes to go in the first period in Toronto.
We all know how small the hockey world is, and you grow up in the same town. Even if that town is Toronto, it's a pretty big one. Hockey players tend to know each other. They cross paths an awful lot.
From the neutral zone, it's Sophie Jakes. Gets to the puck first. Brooke McQuigg just out of reach, but back in the Sceptres' end. A low shooting affair here. Less than 6 minutes to go, and we've got a delayed penalty on the way as Kirk was racing off to the bench, but there's the whistle.
Well, let's give Toronto another opportunity on the power play, and one that wasn't really connecting the first time round, so they're going to go try to get back to their old form. Hooking penalty on Brooke McQuigg. See if Toronto can get anything going on this second power play opportunity. You can see the hook right there, a little bit on the hands. You touch the hands, you tend to go to the penalty box.
Power play brought to you by Royale Tiger Towel Paper Towel. Toronto's second chance on the player advantage. He managed a shot off the first time. Fast to Miller. That's Shannon Watkins feeling the full weight of that puck. You have to think, I mean, losing Nurse is a monumental loss given her incredible season so far, but especially on the power play, on special teams.
This is a team that didn't have to deal with that at all last year. Natalie Spooner's injury in playoffs was the first one that they had to contend with. This year's been a different story.
Watts through traffic and Rooney.
Rooney's out and big and able to make that save. Toronto just looking to get a stick on one of these pucks and see if they can change the direction. That might be one of the things that comes a little late in your development when you've been off the ice, is that quick hand-eye coordination, because once again, there's Natalie Spooner right on the doorstep, net front. Daryl Watts does a nice job to find the lane, get that puck through.
Of course, Nurse had taken the most Toronto face-offs as well, so Miller now handling that. Sharp angle shot, it's just over the top of the net that time, but Spooner once again perfectly positioned net front. Gosling out to Fast, and it gets by past the neutral zone. Good for the Minnesota Frost to get in a change.
Well, there's two solid scoring chances that Spooner's had so far in this first period, so a good start for her.
Jesse Comfer, and it's just sent right back, courtesy of Claire Thompson. In comes Shisheva.
Well, coming in, really looking to disturb things, and not a bad idea. Toronto's had trouble getting through the neutral zone setting.
Savannah Harmon carries it over herself, rimmed around Malte. Comfort at the half wall, back down to Turnbull. She's feeling pressure pressed against the boards now. Flanagan out to Harmon. 30 seconds remain. Toronto's second power play. Malte. Back down to Comfort. Top of the slot, Harmon. Pass to Comfort. Patient shoots, and no redirect there. Malte once more net front. 12 seconds remain. 5-on-4. Comfort. Emma Malte, patient. Out to Harmon, 5 seconds. Malte, one-timer, bodies in front. Turnbull turned around, fired that one. One shot for Toronto on that power play. Still no goal. Minnesota Frost hanging on to that one-goal lead.
Sophie Jakes with some wheels to beat that out.
Plenty of speed. Kava. Kirk makes the save. Coughs up the rebound. It's kept out, but Heisey from the point. Now Flaherty. Is it down to the line? And back. Flaherty from the point. She's looking for room. Heisey along the left side. Back out. Just moving this puck here. Flaherty back down. Monroe with the defense. Unable to get it clear. Daniel watching. Coyne Schofield out to Heisey. Good block by Monroe, and traffic in front. Flaherty, though, gotta watch for her shot, too.
This zone time is all courtesy of Sophie Jakes beating out an icing, and she came from behind Harmon to win that race, negate the icing, and give her team this opportunity.
2.5 minutes left in the first period. Toronto's had 2 chances on the power play. Now back to full strength. Flaherty working with Heisey here as they want to settle it down, carry it out of their own zone. Fires a big pass up to McQuaig. She's tracked down by Carter. Thompson to step line.
Seen Minnesota do that a few times, just throwing that long stretch pass.
And the Frost swarming in the Sceptres zone. Fast to Harmon, looking to rim it out. Thompson keeps it in. And here comes Natalie Spooner. She'll take it up the far side. Comes in, shot off the glass. Back out, Monroe. She had it off for the pass to Miller.
Now looked like she had the shot, opted to go to Miller and just put it out of reach.
Daryl Watts feeling that pressure from Thompson. Watts also born and raised in Toronto.
Well, she's been on a point streak lately. Playing really well and set chemistry again with Sarah Nurse, so now having to find some new chemistry.
It's a 1-0 lead for the Frost after the first period in Toronto. Troy Ryan. You can bet Troy Ryan's probably happy to not be asked, hey, when is Spooner coming back? She's back to business on the ice tonight, and Miller, Panic, center ice to start the second period. Miller working it up, trying to find Daryl Watts. Of course, now centering that line along with Natalie Spooner. Spooner tries to play it off the far wall.
Toronto looking for more energy, as Coach Troy Ryan said, but they had their best shifts when they got the puck in deep, got it in behind Minnesota's defenders, and then went to work on the forecheck.
Well, Curl and Heisey just lets loose. Blocked in front, and Watts chasing down Thompson. Up along the left side. We've got a hooking call.
All ready to start this period. Got a penalty. Seems to be a little bit of confusion who's going to the box. And Daryl Watts is going to sit down for 2 minutes on this hook.
So first power play opportunity here for Minnesota.
Well, of course, their power play has been very good as well. And they'll get a chance to go to work. And just a little bit of a hook here on that forecheck. And once again, it's that stick up into the hands, and the referee saw that from the other side of the ice.
Second best power play in the league is the Minnesota Frost. They're 3 for 7 against Toronto this season. Dominic Petrie responsible for one of those goals, and Petrie has it. Sends it around to Heisey. Patient. Heisey. Drop pass back. Thompson comes in. Wide off the glass. Heisey again. Time along the right wall.
Well, Toronto with good job along the boards to recognize that they can attack that puck, win the battle, and get it out.
Power play brought to you by Royale Tiger Towel. Petrie brings it back, and Heisey. Sophie Jakes shoots in the puck. Kept in the slot, Miller tries to get a good clear. Can't. Jakes back with it. Pass to Petrie. Shoots. Oh my goodness, nearly redirected. Potentially by one of her own.
A little bit of a knuckleball as that puck came in. And, you know, I like the fact that Dominic Petrie gets herself back on this power play after being out for 11 games, because you know that she likes the middle of the ice. She's going to get to the inside. She reaches, she's got the lane turns, puts this one on net. Yeah, a bit of a knuckleball. Kirk's got to be sharp.
Once again, Minnesota on the power play. Their first of the game. Curl! Kick save. Back out. Back behind the goal line this time. Curl and Panic. She pulls away. Jakes from the point. Back out to Panic. Panic below. Just out of reach. Gives Toronto time for a quick change.
One of the things Coach Ken Klee had said about his team is that they've got really two very good power play units. And you got Sophie Jakes quarterbacking this second one.
Well, they did have 2 of those combined 5 power play goals in their last meeting with Toronto. A game that was tied up at 3 and went all the way to a shootout. Rooney looking back. 10 seconds left here on the Frost's first chance on the advantage. Zumwinkle plays it to the far corner. 2 shots for the Frost in that power play. We're back to full strength. Thompson and Watts now. As Gosling plays it up to Daryl Watts. Right out of the penalty box. Coming down, and matchup with Thompson's been fun to watch in this game.
Well, Thompson does a good job just to contain that rush and keep it outside.
Steckline plays it over, and the crowd inside Coca-Cola Coliseum getting energized. Like what they saw out of that penalty kill. Kirk played it back out of her net, but now we're seeing a board battle just back behind along the end wall. Officials telling them to get it moving. And Larova and Shishova. Along the wall, Malte Puck actually went off her skate.
Well, she mishandled that and then was rewarded, got it back off the skate to get it out of the zone.
And here comes Taylor Heisey. Pulls back Jakes. In close. It's turned aside by Kirk. Bound off the puck. Good hit by Megan Carter on Heisey.
Heisey, who's had a couple really nice feeds to the middle, and Jakes, who jumps in once again.
Well, Spooner out to Watts. That's along the goal line. Sophie Jakes flips it up. Now the chase is on Miller. Going Schofield. Rather, Renata Fath, and that is definitely the second time we've seen Renata Fath beat Coyne Schofield, but there's a big hit laid on number 14, and Spooner takes control.
Well, a Coyne Schofield fast race is one we all like.
Love to see it back out now. Turnbull! Again, she turns around and had Spooner there. Monroe trying to hold the line. Flanagan circles back. Budarak up.
Well, Flanagan just looking to make that pass up ice and catches Spooner taking a line change. And it's Sophie Jakes, though, once again with a really good opportunity on a feed from Heisey. Jakes looking to activate, jump right down Broadway. Heisey with the pass out. She gets taken down behind the net. No call there. Fast to Coyne Schofield going at it, and they've had a few epic battles so far this season. The two of them, I think, really love the fact that they can engage in those races, those battles, and take each other on.
Good defensive zone draw win for the Sceptres. Allows them to come out quick. But just like that, Frost getting to work. Thompson and Petrie. Here Thompson lays it out, finds Brooke McQuigg, far side. Shots now tied, 5 apiece. Here in the second period. Just up against the far wall this time. Lots of perimeter play as Toronto looks to get to the middle, but that'll do for Grace Zumwinkle. She just lets that go.
Very smartly stays out of the battle. Gets herself in a good position to get that loose puck and take it to the net.
Monroe. Pressed by Curl. They're just trying to go for a good clear here. Zumwinkle keeps it back in. Here goes Panic. Across, Jakes. Connors getting a piece of that one, and Comfort. She plays it down, they go for the change.
Well, Toronto without a shot on goal so far this period, and again had their most success when they were getting pucks in deep and getting in on the forecheck.
They're finding themselves deep in their own end right now. Liz Sheppers comes out for the Frost, and along the wall was Himlarova. Flaherty. Kirk will hold on. The Minnesota Frost maintaining 1-0 lead over Toronto. Despite a good kill from the Sceptres, unable to get on the board, Toronto. Coyne Schofield had 2 assists against Toronto in this very barn when they first met back on December 7th. Played a game each in Toronto and in Minnesota. The XL Energy Center still undefeated for Minnesota against the Sceptres there. Watts puts it on Rooney, and Channel Watkins is laying some hits on Hannah Miller. Back to it, Darryl Watts. Plays it out to Miller. Spooner was net front. Back out we go. Michaela Cava to Coyne Schofield. And she'll look for support. Sends it around, Savannah Harmon. Gets it out to Natalie Spooner. Cross-ice pass to Watts. Watts coming in. Patient. Gets around Jenna Watkins. Keeps it herself into the slot. Looking for a pass. Gets it out of Flanagan. Back to Watts this time. Top of the circle. And there is Sophie Jakes. On the breakaway, Brooke McQuigg shoots and scores! Brooke McQuigg fires the second goal of the game for Minnesota.
Well, Minnesota hasn't generated a lot of shots, but the ones that they have been point blank, and Brooke McQuigg takes off and gets a beautiful pass up ice from Sophie Jakes. Jakes head up, McQuigg takes off up the middle, splits the two defenders, comes in all alone, makes no mistake, puts that one up and over the glove. Second good scoring chance of the game for this team, and they make good on both opportunities. And Sophie Jakes having a game right now.
McQuigg's fourth goal of her rookie season from Bowmanville, Ontario. But close enough to home. McKinnon brings it hard off the end wall, so now Toronto looking at a 2-goal deficit. Frost, you have the slight edge for shots on goal, but just by 1, 7-6. Right now for Toronto, it's not just the fact that they're in a hole, but they've got to figure out a way to put some shots on net. Get some offensive zone time. Yeah, just 1 shot so far in this middle frame. We're approaching the midway mark. McKinnon once again forced to use it, and the Frost will take advantage, find their way into the middle. Malte will stop that effort. Panic out to Zumwinkle.
Toronto's just turning pucks over right now. They got to manage the puck.
McKinnon, and in comes Caitlin Willoughby, Malte, and the change of personnel is big for the Sceptres. The loss of Sarah Nurse, and yes, the return of Natalie Spooner, but a player coming in midway through the season as well. Got to manage expectations. Here comes Caitlin Willoughby, and the feed through the slot. That one is saved by Rooney, although friendly fire in the net by Flaherty. Harmon over to Gosling. As she comes up on Maggie, Flaherty lays a hit. And now they're tripped up back behind the net of Rooney. Himlarova tries to get the clear. Thompson rims it around, picked up this time. Turnbull to Jesse Comfort, shoots off the pad of Rooney. Monroe gets it back for Toronto. They'll have another go if they can. Himlarova with other plans. Thompson, the line, and Flanagan chases it down.
That's Toronto's best scoring chance of the game off of the stick of Jesse Comfort.
Now Maggie Connors for a way in. The rebound picked up by the captain there, Coyne Schofield. Coyne Schofield on the move. Kirk plays it. Batherson, and a one-timer by Jakes. It's just hard off the boards. Izzy and Batherson once more. She was looking net front. Coyne Schofield was right there. Comfort.
Well, Toronto with a little bit more energy, and it really all started a couple shifts ago with a back check from Caitlin Willoughby.
And now Natalie Spooner finds a way, but it's stripped by Sophie Jakes once more. Jakes having a great night in her hometown.
That was a solid defensive play. It looked like Spooner might have been in.
Now Hannah Miller will have a go. Watts looking for it. They score! The Toronto Sceptres break through. The crowd loves it. Hannah Miller will lead the line.
Well, we weren't sure if that one came off the stick of Spooner or Miller, but Miller leads that line, and that's going to be her goal. And you go back a couple of shifts, and once again, the back check from Caitlin Willoughby that really seemed to spark this team a bit. Now they're getting in, getting pucks in deep, getting in on the forecheck, following through, and going to the net. Daryl Watts, who has been very good this game, very patient. And you got two players in Miller and Spooner, both big bodies, not afraid to drive the paint. They both get in, create a little bit of havoc. Toronto gets rewarded.
Number 34, number 24, all smiles from the line. They got it done, able to cut that lead in half right now. get the crowd behind them. That's what they wanted earlier in the second period. Watch out, the frost. McQuigg, that second goal for Minnesota. She'll take it back along the half wall. Now Sceptres battling for it, in with Miller, who just scored. And so Natalie Spooner with a point in her return. First game of this second season for number 24. An assist on that Miller goal along with Daryl Watts. Daryl Watts' point streak continues, and she's got 9 assists on the season. Lee stepped line to the penalty box for a delay of game call. She put the puck up and over the glass. So she's going to sit for 2 minutes. Ken Klee, who has to have liked his penalty kill so far, but I'm sure he's saying to his team, we can't give them too many opportunities. We don't want to give this team life. That last goal definitely gave Toronto a bit of life, and it's brought this crowd back into the game. Power play brought to you by Royale Tiger Towel Paper Towel. And that certainly helps when you're on the PK. Taking it out of your own zone. Curl will dump it. Zumwinkle will chase. And they'd love to send her up. Minnesota yet to have a jailbreak this season. Malte, cross ice to Flanagan, putting on the speed. Trying to work around Channel Watkins' Turnbull. Into the far corner.
Channel Watkins with another good defensive play to slow Flanagan down.
Been so solid, number 23 for Minnesota. Back out, Harmon. One-timer Flanagan. Locked in front, Zumwinkle. From the slot, Harmon into the glove of Rooney.
Zumwinkle with another nice play as well in that block, and Harmon gets his puck through to the net. Rooney's able to see it into the glove, smother that, and get the whistle. So Toronto now will put on PP1 for the shot into traffic. Again, Rooney sees this one all the way through.
Well, coming into this third power play of the game, Toronto only had 1 shot on the player advantage. So they're going to doubled up. Watts, it goes high into the netting.
Well, Julia Gosling's just trying to tip this puck out to Watts. It doesn't quite get out far enough, so Watts winds up, and Minnesota gets a stick in the lane. Just enough to chip this one up and out of play, so we'll start again.
Another chance here for Watts, and she comes in off the pad, and they score! Daryl Watts on the power play, and we're all tied up.
And just like we said, you don't want to give this power play too many opportunities. Minnesota's kill was very good in the first couple, but you give them that kind of life, and a player like Daryl Watts gets that kind of space to walk down Broadway. She doesn't put the initial shot in, but she follows up, gets her own rebound. Toronto with the face-off win. She keeps walking, puts it off the pads. Rooney makes the first save, picks up that rebound, and she puts it away, makes no mistake. Toronto ties this one up.
Watts' 4th goal of the season, 2nd on the power play. It's a big one here to tie it up at 2. Came into the second period down by 1 goal. Now just under 6 minutes left in the middle frame. Toronto's a team that in the early half of this season really struggled to try to make a comeback. Malte skims by, but in their last meeting with Minnesota became the first time in Toronto team history that they were able to erase 3 1-goal deficits. It was such a back and forth scoring affair in Minnesota for that game. Now Malte to Emma Woods. It's Toronto rolling with some momentum here. Monroe from the point. And Daniel down low looking to redirect. Rooney cover that one up, just give some time to breathe. So Toronto, 3rd time's a charm when it comes to the power play, able to break through. We're tied at 2. Daryl Watts getting the job done.
The Toronto Sceptres, and there she is, Sarah Nurse, not where the fans want to see her. Haley Skamara sitting beside her. She should be back soon, day to day, and they're hopeful.
You know she'd love to be out on the ice, and yes, we did hear Haley Scamora is recovering well and just sort of on the tail end here. Right now, Toronto able to tie things up on the power play. Less than 5 minutes left in the second period. Michaela Cava looking for Coyne Schofield, and Renata Fast comes in. He's taken off the puck, and away we go. Taylor Heisey. We've got Claire Turnbull. Whips it hard around, and Maggie Connors. In the near corner, Claire Thompson. Back out to Coyne Schofield. She chips it in, and Megan Carter makes the play, and then in comes Turnbull once more. 3 minutes, 7 seconds to go in the second period. A combined 3 goals scored so far in the middle frame. 1 more for Minnesota, 2 for Toronto. Claire Thompson plays it out to Curl. Curl had a big game the last time she was out here. Scored her first 2 PWHL goals. And there she gets a stick on the puck. Back around we go. Rooney will play it. Steckline. Out this time to Curl. Cross ice to Zumwinkle. As she's forced to find a way around Harmon, and Fast swoops in. Out to Harmon. Emma Woods.
Some really good deceptive footwork from Renata Fast to break that puck out.
And now, oh, Shishava had a wide open net in front.
A little bit of confusion behind the goal line. Seen that a couple times tonight. So it's just a matter of communicating with Reagan Kirk when the puck goes back there. Let her know what her options are.
Petrie lays it back behind. In comes in Larova. Woods once more. Disrupting the play out to Jakes. The feed. Off the wall that time. Chasing it down is Channel Watkins. Right with her step for step is Natalie Spooner, trying to get her stick on the puck, and Emma Malte will do the work.
Spooner just staying with it and giving Malte that opportunity then to tag team and create that turnover.
And bring it into the Minnesota zone right in front. Izzy Daniel, chance for Gosling. She tries to go backhand. Toronto keeps it. Flanagan into the circle, looking for an angle. Flaherty. Solid defense, Gosling. Plays it over Megan Carter. Picks up Megan Carter driving. Draws some Frost players her way. We're in the final minute of the second period. Back out, now a chance for Izzy Daniel. Deflected off Flaherty into the netting.
Well, there's another good defensive play from Maggie Flaherty, but this all starts from Natalie Spooner. And what does she bring to this team? Well, this is part of it, and the energy. You watch her on this back check, and she is not backing off. She's coming full force down the ice to check this puck back up. Stays on it, stays on it, stays on it. In order to break that play up, comes back down the other way. Toronto gets an opportunity, and so we talk a lot about
another chance here is Comfort.
We talk a lot about her goal scoring, but she does things off puck as well.
Yeah, Comfort had a quick release from that Turnbull face-off win. Still pressed now along the goal line. Turnbull kicks it out, tries to find Comfort into the crowd. Toronto with a chance to take the lead for the first time. Frost carried away. Good defensive zone win. Curl once again trying to get a stick on it in the neutral zone. Back and forth. Turnbull sends it around Connors and Steckline. Now Curl out to Heisey. Taylor Heisey working around Renata Fast. Not quite Fast. Lays the hit. And so the Sceptres not only get on the board in the second period, they're able to tie. It's all knotted up at 2 through 40 minutes in Toronto. brought to you by Molson, official beer of the PWHL. Everyone in. Shots on goal going Toronto's way in the middle frame, 15-8, along with those scoring chances. Hannah Miller with 2 points already in this game, a goal and an assist. 2-point night as well for Daryl Watson. Natalie Spooner, of course, getting her first point in her return this second season in the PWHL.
Of course, Sophie Jakes on the other side of things with a 2-point night so far. And Ken Glee looking to get his lead back, but he's right. They've got to put these D under a lot more pressure than they have so far.
Hannah Miller's been stepping up for Toronto in the face-off. When it comes to the face-offs, rather, 10 of the 18 face-offs won for Toronto, done so by number 34. Monroe finds Spooner along the blue line. Spooner circles back. Across Zumwinkle. Also making her return in this game. We've seen Zumwinkle now on the move. Dominic Petrie as well for Minnesota.
On a Minnesota team that is almost finally healthy.
Almost. Heisey plays it back to Zumwinkle. She's drawing Sceptres her way. Down to Heisey. Looking to find Coyne Schofield. Jakes to Heisey in the slot. And that was Flanagan with the defense right there to thwart that effort. Back to the point. Jenna Watkins. It's off Comfort, and here comes Blair Turnbull. Turnbull fires it on Rooney.
Well, Minnesota with the first quality scoring chance of the period, and comes off a Sophie Jakes stick again, looking for Taylor Heisey, and the two of them have had some chemistry so far in this game. Jakes really gets her head up, knows what she wants to do with this puck. Before it even hits her stick, she fires it to Heisey coming in back door.
Carter, but Jakes off the glass, and Toronto back into the neutral zone. Kirk faced 8 shots so far.
Better communication on that as well, and you could hear Toronto's D calling for that puck.
Here, Budarak moving up the near wall. Had Sheppers with her. Back out to the point, Flaherty. Sheppers, and into the slot, Daniel will take it away for Toronto. And all 3 periods now have had kind of a different tempo to start things. In the middle frame, it really was a tale of 2 halves. The second period, Toronto coming out strong to close it down, including with Miller. Just took a spill, made Batherson. In flies Dominic Petrie. She had Himlerova down on the doorstep. Daryl Watts plays out to Flanagan, shoots, turned aside Rooney. Shisheva gets it back, and Rooney just steer it over to Steckline through the legs of Petrie, and an icing. Back out to Steckline. Steered into the wall, and Comfort throws it across to Maggie Connors. Connors, Turnbull. Add the support, but we go back the other way. Flanagan sends it back. Steckline out to Curl. And while the shots on goal seem to favor the Sceptres, with a different chance here. Now Caitlin Willoughby coming in with a pass. Has to find Connors on the other side. This creates an opportunity here. Kendall Coyne Schofield driving the net, shoots off the pad that time. Gava.
Coyne Schofield gets ahead of steam, and you got to watch her beating you wide, which is exactly what Harmon does. And that allows for Coyne Schofield to cut to the middle of the ice as she comes down that wing with speed. There's not too many in the game that are any faster. And if she's on that offside, so you think she's going wide, she cuts back, hits the middle of the ice to get that shot off. And that's the threat that she brings every time, which is, you know how deadly she is on the wide drive. You've got to respect that, but then that opens up the middle of the ice for her.
Now we got a delay of game penalty on Maggie Connors. that will send Minnesota to the power play at a time here to retake the lead. Power play brought to you by Royale Tiger Towel, paper towel. Heisey over to Kava, patient, one-timer, Thompson. Petrie on the doorstep, fast to the far side. Now Coyne Schofield. She tries to get to work back below the goal line. Neubauer hit off the puck. There Thompson swoops in. Thompson with 11 assists so far on the season. Knows how to distribute. Turnbull. It's a good clear. In comes Emma Malte, looking for a jailbreak. Denied by Rooney. Kelly Panic, but Emma Malte showing her tenacity that she's known for. The crowd loves it.
She's just wreaking havoc when she gets down on that forecheck and nearly gets herself one.
Now Curl, Minnesota on the power play. Back across, they've yet to score on the advantage. They've had a few opportunities in this game. Over one-timer, Zumwinkle. What a save, the rebound cleared, but Zumwinkle grabs it back for the Frost. Up and out to Sophie Jakes, shoots! Saved once more, turned aside by Kirk. Curl, now they're starting to really pour on the shots. Jakes again. One-timer, Zumwinkle! Sealed off by Kirk.
Zumwinkle can be deadly from that spot with the one-timer, and so Minnesota with a couple of nice looks on this power play. The first one coming on some good cross-seam work from Minnesota and Heisey. Emma Malte, of course, getting in on the forecheck, short-handed. Looked like maybe she was going to get herself a good opportunity. Then Heisey over to Kava, up to Thompson. Thompson with the blast from the point. Petrie net front. Some really nice work on that power play.
Right back to work. 22 seconds remain. 5-on-4 here for the Frost. A team that at one point had a 2-goal lead. Looking to restore. Now Brooke McQuaig going to help out Panic. And that pass to the point flies all the way back to Rooney, and 4 shots on goal. And they were good ones at that for the Frost in that power play. We're back to full strength. Liz Sheppers lays it back. Still tied at 2 how we entered the third period. Larova and Megan Carter. Now Hannah Miller trying to get the puck out. Sheppers plays it back to Thompson. Himlarova and back again. They trade. Steckline, patient. Draws some players her way. Spooner in the lanes. Now Steckline once more. Gets past Sheppers. Shishova. Her pass denied, and up and over as Thompson gets it back for Minnesota.
On just a good quick transition right back up ice for Minnesota, and Lee Steckline gets that puck moving north quickly.
12:40 left in the third period. Spooner, the point already, and her first game back. Rylan McKinnon now. Taylor Heisey feeds it out to Maggie Flaherty. On the goal line, Coyne Schofield, of course, being tracked by that time Monroe. McKinnon just out of reach for Watts. Back from the point, Flaherty in the glove. Oh, and Heisey getting a little too close for comfort. Still tied at 2 in the third period. Toronto, Minnesota, inside Coca-Cola Coliseum.
Coyne Schofield, Heisey, Thompson sitting at 14 points apiece. And this is a team that's been averaging 3 goals a game, sitting with just 2 right now.
You can sure pile it on, and actually Coyne Schofield is bumped up to be tied with Fillier after an assist on that first Sophie Jakes goal as well. An assist credited to Julia Gosling on Toronto's second power play goal, or second goal, which happened to be on the power play, scored by Daryl Watts. Initially just Miller credited with the power play assist. Now a chance for Fast, just throws it wide. Gives Connor some time. Lays it off the wall. Comforts there. So is Turnbull. Channel and Petrie getting to work for Minnesota. Just batting at it. Seen lots of solid board battles, pressures to the outside as Turnbull going to work around Channel Watkins. Just been outstanding so far for Minnesota today.
Not just solid defensively for them, some really nice plays and good board work.
Sophie Jakes. They go for the change of Frost. One of the officials, Savannah Harmon, getting caught up. Zumwinkle trying to redirect and curl as well. Thought she had the puck. Gets it back off May Batherson. Curl with a quick release. Now Batherson. Sorry, that shootout goal, of course, coming in their most recent meeting. It was a 6-3 win for Minnesota the last time they were inside Coca-Cola Coliseum. Up to Emma Woods, just off her skate, deflects into the near corner. Batherson. Now Flaherty pressing up once. Approaching the final 10 minutes here of the third period. Flanagan puts it down for Woods and nearly batted in.
Well, that's a smart play, and Callie Flanagan knew she didn't have the lane to the net. She's just looking to bank that off the end boards and create something.
Well, Daniel nearly taking a page out of Sarah Nurse's playbook when it comes to the hand-eye coordination. Now Daryl Watts along the blue line keeps it for Toronto. Thompson and Steckline. Keep it into the neutral zone now. Spooner puts it down, and Watts coming up on Claire Thompson. Back again they go. Looking for a good clear. And Himlarova wants to chip it down off the stick there of Kirk. McKinnon will play on. Final 9 minutes of the third period. And of course, we've been looking at the standings really all season, but especially now as both these two teams officially in the second half of their second season.
It starts to tick down right now, and every game becomes important.
So quick, Michaela Cava taken away there by Fast. In comes Heisey. Channel Watkins out to Jakes, shoots. And that's a big save by Kirk with traffic in front. Also announced this week the signing of Laura Kruger. German national team member, was part of the training camp for the Sceptres, and while that coincided with the Nurse going on LTIR, those two are not related. Kruger is working on a way to get back. She had some military commitments to tie up. But back to it, Minnesota. Heisey able to get it on Kirk. Now coming way out is Rooney. Playing up to Channel Watkins. So the Frost will try to play it all the way to the far corner that time. Callie Flanagan once more. She'll do the same hard rim around as Gosling. 1 assist in this game so far. Back out to Fast. She takes it to the far side. Bit of a hot pass.
Well, just on the wrong side of her and looking to hit Fast again.
Now Liz Sheppers back to Buderek. Stop by Kirk. My goodness. Squeezes in.
Well, Kirk's first real big save of this third period comes off a turnover, and Minnesota looks to pounce on this. Renata Fast just chips this puck up the wall. She's got players swinging away opposite direction. That gives Minnesota the opportunity to go to work, hit that player in the high slot for the shot. Claire Buderek comes in point blank. Reagan Kirk's got to make that save.
An important defensive zone win there for Toronto, although pressured. Takes it back. Zumwinkle. The spin and a shot. Just wide. Good play for Grace Zumwinkle back to the point. Flaherty to Panic. Zumwinkle in behind the net this time, along with Britta Curl. Curl gets taken down by Emma Woods. Now outmade Batherson. One-timer Flaherty. Deflected in front of Emma Malte. Felt that one.
Curl does a really good job below the goal line to pick the pocket of Toronto and get that puck back up.
And Malte actually going to the bench, and she felt it. Daryl Watts comes in, shoots! Got a piece of Rooney that time, but Watts goes to collect it far side. Just trying to get around Kelly Panic, who goes down hard right in front of the Minnesota bench.
Watts so patient to wait and step to the middle and give herself that shot lane.
Allie Monroe tries to get it around the boards. Now Petrie battling there with Flanagan. Steckline up to Petrie once more. Back down across this time. Jakes on every Minnesota goal. Allie Monroe gets it back into the neutral zone. Coyne Schofield from the neutral zone. Trying to find Kava far side. They'll get to work. Heisey shoots, it's just high. Out to Steckline. The Frost really closing in along the goal line. Heisey winds up, denied. Spooner getting in on that.
Taylor Heisey just finds herself in open ice and twice is able to find that good open pocket and get the puck.
Flanagan trying to use the near wall. Loose Carter. Trying to play it forward. Turnbull getting into the Minnesota zone, but as you said, Becky, the ice tilted here. 4.5 minutes left in the third period.
It's been awfully easy breakouts and transitions for Minnesota so far in this third period.
So far, Kirk standing tall for Toronto. 7th career start in this game. And Coach Troy Ryan saying, you know, they know they're going to rely on both of their goaltenders coming through here in the second half of the season, just based on how the first half went. And out of fast. Sceptres with a quick stick.
They've done some nice work in the neutral zone, and Chandler Watkins just had a nice step up as well. The Toronto finding ways to get to the red line, get pucks in deep, and then get the forecheck going. But right now, any puck that's gone in deep, Minnesota has been able to break out really quickly.
Minnesota has taken a number of games to extra time this season. Points will certainly go a long way for Toronto. Chance here for the Sceptres to get their first lead of the game. Win the offensive zone draw, but Daryl Watts loses an edge along the wall. Trying to corral the puck here. Wobbly, but back to it, and Miller to dig it out. It's bouncing. Bouncing in close for Rooney. And she sprawls and it's whistled down.
Miller on the side of the goal, just a little spin to try to put that puck in front, see if she can create anything. And the first shift this period, that Toronto has done a nice job getting in on the forecheck, turning pucks over, and then Miller with a little spinorama. We'll see if she can beat Rooney.
Seen a number of spinoramas this game. I like that. Woods at the top this time, and Minnesota able to take it out of their own end. Coyne Schofield can cross ice, or up ice rather, for Cava. Gets there. Carter was keeping step back into the neutral zone. Steckline. We're approaching the final 3 minutes here in the third period. Taylor Heisey. So far it has been the Minnesota Frost that has won the first 2 meetings against Toronto this season. Heisey had support in the slot. Malte. Woods with the hit on Cava. Back out Izzy Daniel. Plays it out to Callie Flanagan. Toronto goes for a quick change there. Fast. Back out on the ice. Plays it all the way up to Jesse Comfort. Comfort coming in. As 2 Frost players close in. And deny, we go the other way. Dominique Petrie. Denisa Shishova with her.
Well, Blair Turnbull was right on Petrie, so when she turned back, blew a wheel, but and Toronto looking to get in on the action on those quick transitions. They get one good opportunity when they get the puck up quickly to Comfer.
Yeah, haven't had many shots on goal in this period, but we've also seen the Frost capitalize when they can, even with few shots turned aside. So Heisey and Miller. Minute 20 to go in the third period. Thompson, Steckline were tied at 2. There has not been a goalless period between these two teams in the regular season. We saw it in playoffs. This would be a first if neither side can get on the board here in the third period. Final minute, here we go. Well, we need extra time right now. The Sceptres going to shake off the Frost. Monroe. Watts out. Just out of reach for Spooner. Steckline will send it back. Heisey directs it in. Now, Emma Malte. We'll play on. 30 seconds remain. Thompson had it up, and now Steckline in the far corner. Final 17 seconds to go. Jakes from the point. That gets caught up in the bodies. And with just seconds to go, Malte and the Sceptres stopped in the neutral zone. Britta Curl getting in with fast, and we are headed to overtime. Tied at 2, no goals in the third period. Toronto, Minnesota, third meeting of the season inside Coca-Cola Coliseum. That faced one another in the shootout. It was Minnesota's last game played, and that one was against Toronto, but Toronto had one more game after that. Overtime has not been kind to the Sceptres this season. 2 overtime losses, 2 as well. The shootout, but Comfort comes in. Patient. Kept down. Heisey was in there too. Turnbull. Looking for a lane. Takes a shot.
Now Maddie Rooney looking to play that puck, and really a heads-up play, hoping that she can transition it, but opts to smother it and take the face off and get the change. It's Blair Turnbull that takes this puck to the net, throws the puck on net, takes a little bit of the space given to her, throws it on net. Maddie Rooney thinks twice about playing that puck, takes the freeze.
Toronto only has 2 overtime wins in franchise history so far, that being in the 3-on-3 overtime. Both of those game winners scored by Sarah Nurse. Now Minnesota getting to work. Panic, Zumwinkle, and Thompson out on the ice right now. Thompson really stripped up the puck there by Watts. Panic, cross ice, Zumwinkle. Patient, Zumwinkle looks for a lane. Got Flanagan, net front. Zumwinkle will play it back to Panic. 3-on-3, Zumwinkle now. Driving far side, beats Watts, kick save, Kirk, it's loose, and Flanagan comes in for the Sceptres.
And that's where Zumwinkle's so deadly.
Oh, watch out now, Sophie Jakes. She takes it from the neutral zone. Panic as they close in. Now Panic puts it just wide. Britta Curl picks it up, far corner.
Puck management right now for Toronto. Minnesota nearly capitalizing.
Curl forced to turn around. Miller with her. Kirk with the save, and again a big stop. Minnesota hangs on. Coyne Schofield coming in on Flanagan and Watts. Now Miller. Giving a sense that this line might be a bit fatigued.
This line definitely needs a change.
And they got to watch out because Coyne Schofield is there. Watts. All right, Watts on her own in blue, getting some fresh legs out on the ice if they can. Savannah Harmon. And here comes Taylor Heisey. Steckline down low, and Spooner takes a spill, loose puck. Sceptres Back out now. Steckline, 3-on-3, 2:40 to go. Kava, forced to the outside, finds another way. Kava, looks up. Pass to Steckline, shoots. Comes flying across as Kava gets the puck back for Minnesota. Take another go. Taylor Heisey this time. Taylor Heisey all the way around Savannah Harmon. Able to poke it. And Heisey back at it all the way around. Just across. Now Claire Thompson and Watts will go for a change. In comes Emma Malte.
Watts needed off the ice. She's been on for a really long time. But you watch Minnesota's had a couple of line changes while Toronto has been stuck out on the ice.
Final 2 minutes here of this 5-minute 3-on-3 overtime. We'll see if it'll go the distance. Grace Zumwinkle. Shake off Malte to Claire Thompson. Watch out for the shot. Another chance and another and another. It's loose and Emma Malte was chasing it down. Claire Thompson. What a sequence there for Reagan Kirk. Now Zumwinkle once more. Quick stick. Harmon. In close. That one off the post. Panic comes flying in. Harmon. We're going to approach the final minute here. Not quite. A minute 10 rather. Turnbull gives that one away. Renata Fast. She comes in, but now forced deeper into her own end. Pearl stays with her. Pearl pointing to Renata Fast. Fast comes in, shoots in the glove. Rooney.
Minnesota with all sorts of chances and really controlling the play, taking advantage of a tired group of Toronto players. Zumwinkle with that wide drive cuts in on her forehand. Reagan Kirk has to make a nice save. Kendall Coyne. Schofield with an opportunity in front. Izzy Kirk just sprawled out trying to make some of these saves. Kelly Panic, who would love to get a goal. She's on an 11-game goal drought.
48 seconds to go. 3-on-3. Gava to Heisey. 40 seconds to go. The crowd rallying the Sceptres. Heisey. Draws some her way. Kava once more. These three had some good looks. Kava coming in the slot and hoping for a redirect. Steckline. 20 seconds to go in 3-on-3 overtime. Kava gets a step in front. Miller drives the net. Steckline patient with the pass. Intercepted. Renata Fast putting on the speed. It's Renata Fast and a chance to win the game. She scores! For the first time this season, the Sceptres win in overtime. A 3-2 victory over Minnesota, their first win against the Frost this season. Natalie Spooner back in the lineup. She got her first point, but it was Renata Fast sealing the deal in overtime. Thanks everyone for joining us inside Coca-Cola Coliseum. A 3-2 win for the Sceptres over the Frost. On behalf of Becky Keller, Rob Pizzo, our production crew, and the PWHL, I am Daniela Ponticelli signing off from Toronto. Good night.